Hello everyone, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Am I audible, guys?
yes, we can audible.
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we have launched one chef machine, right? So I'm going to start that machine. Yesterday we have installed chef right in the chef workstation package. Yeah. So, okay. Yesterday we have installed chef in this machine. So you can verify that one chef space hyphen V. So it will show all these tools. So these tools we get by default with chef workstation package. Okay, if you observe carefully, Chef Run is a tool, Chef Client is a tool. You know about Chef Client and bugs, test kitchen, so many things are there. I'll explain one by one. Fine. So yeah, I'll be sharing this one, these slides. Okay, don't worry guys. So I'll share this one. Today I'll share these slides. So student class error in new branch when you push code to yesterday's. Vasu, you are asking a doubt about Git, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yesterday we covered Chef.
yeah. Actually, the day before yesterday, you said there was an error was occurred, right? See, when you pushing the code in new branch in GitHub.
Acha, okay. I'll explain that one. Don't worry. I've written that one.
Oh yeah.
I'll
See, I was tried, but I don't know
okay,
how to
okay.
get in there. Yeah,
Yeah. I'll
yeah,
explain that one.
yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so we have installed stuff. We discussed till this one, right? This is our last slide. Now, what we are going to do, let me explain here. So today, new AWS batch, guys. I think already you got intimation. I think you already got link as well. So today, 7:30 a.m. new AWS batch. Okay. Okay. So what we do now, already we have launched on machine. Sorry. So we have launched on machine and we have installed Chef workstation package. Workstation package. Okay, we have installed Chef workstation package. Fine. So what we do now, we need to create Chef server as well. We need to create nodes as well. Then we need to create a cookbook. We need to create a recipe. Then we write the code. Then we upload that cookbook. And then we apply that one to nodes, right? That is what we discussed. So when we install Chef package here nodes, we get the two tools, right? Chef client and Ohio. Ohio is a store that we already discussed. Okay, so you know that working nature of Chef client and Ohio, how they work together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now, first I'm going to create one cookbook. Okay, I'm going to create one cookbook. Inside, I'm going to, I'll explain that cookbook and its components. Okay, first let me create one cookbook. This is a cookbook, right? This is cookbook, this is recipe. Let me create one cookbook in my workstation. Right now I'm ready with this setup, right? This workstation is ready. So let me create one cookbook. So what we are going to do now, so less nothing is it. So I'm going to create one folder, guys. mkdir cookbooks. It's a blank folder. Nothing is it. See here, it's a blank folder, just a folder. So let's go inside this cookbooks folder. So I'm going to place all these cookbooks inside this cookbooks folder. Okay. So I'm going to place all these cookbooks, whatever I'm going to write in this inside this cookbooks folder. So this is cookbooks folder. Inside I'm going to create so many cookbooks. Okay. So make sure that you should not change the name of this this one, cookbooks folder. The name must be cookbooks only. I'll tell you later on. Once I explain that chef server, then I will explain why the name, why you cannot change the name of this. Name must be cookbooks only. Okay. And let's go inside this one and we are going to create one cookbook. So the command to create a cookbook is chef generate cookbook and give any name, guys. You can give any name to cookbook. You can give your name, you can give any name. For example, web cookbook, database cookbook. Not only that one, you can give any name. That is up to you. You can give your own name as well. I can give my name, Sai Cookbook. And that cookbook also not mandatory extension. You can give just any name. For example, simply I can give test as well. That means test is my cookbook. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll give text-cookbook. Neither that test is mandatory nor that extension and hyphen that cookbook is mandatory. Okay, you can give any name. So I'm going to create a cookbook called test-cookbook. So chef generate cookbook, test-cookbook. Enter. Yes, cookbook got generated. Do ls. See here, this is my cookbook. Now if you want to see the components of this cookbook, type tree. Oh, tree is not there, right? So how to install tree? You install tree minus 5. Enter. Yes, we have installed tree. Now type tree. So see here, they are showing so many files and folders. So when you create any cookbook, by default you will get these so many files and folders. Okay, so you should know them. You should know the meaning of each and every file and folder. So all files and folders are not important. Few are very, very important. Coming to bugs file. Bugs file. It is to manage dependencies. It is to manage dependencies. So don't worry what is the dependencies and how we manage, that we are going to see later on very, very clearly. Okay, so we are going to download so many dependencies and all. I'll explain later. Just as of now, just remember that bugs file we use to manage dependencies. That's it. Don't worry about this one. Do not worry. Chef ignore is a kind of git ignore. Git ignore. If you want to ignore any file, if you want chef to ignore any files, we use this one. License. It is having license agreement of that cookbook. Okay, license if at all. See here we can directly take cookbook from Chef Supermarket. Okay, so some cookbooks they won't keep it free open. That time they give that license agreements are now. Okay, so in this it will give you that license information about that particular cookbook. Metadata.rb. this file, see wherever you see .rb, it's Ruby extension. So this file contains name of cookbook, author of that cookbook, who has written that cookbook. As of now, it is blank because it's a fresh cookbook, right? So it contains name, author, version, and other related information, complete details. Metadata means so data about some data, right? So it contains complete information about the cookbook. Readme.md. So here you are going to mention the usage of that cookbook. Usage, how to use this cookbook. Because others, you have created this cookbook. Others don't know, right, how to use this cookbook. So you'll mention that usage, how to use this cookbook. And inside cookbook, you observe here, you have a recipes folder. Inside that recipes folder, you got one recipe by default. So whenever you create any recipe, that will be added inside recipes folder. That will be added like this. So observe carefully. Inside cookbook, directly you don't have recipes. Inside recipes folder, you have recipes. Understand very, very carefully. This is very, very important. Inside cookbook, we have a recipes folder. Inside recipes folder, we have recipe. Okay. Now coming to this part.
Sai, one question. .md is what extension that is? .md?
MD means that's markdown language. That's a normal text.
Okay.
Normal plain text. Okay. So spec it is for unit test. This complete part, highlighted part, is for unit test. Unit test means just testing individual recipes, individual small components, individual. Okay. So this is for, see here, this is unit test. This portion is completely for integration test. Integration test. That means unit test means verifying, testing small components. So for example, you want to purchase a car. First they manufacture that car, right? So first they'll create engine, they will test. They'll the tire check, and that the frame and everything they will test, right, as individual components. Okay, finally what they do, they'll integrate all those things. They'll test as a car, as a whole entity. That's what integration test. Testing individual components and testing as a whole entity, a whole cookbook. Okay, by integrating all those components. So you create any cookbook, you'll get these many files and folders. These are meaning of each and every file and folder. So the same thing which I have mentioned in my slide. See here. Bugs file too many dependencies. Chef ignore like a git ignore. Metadata.md, name, author, version of that cookbook. Readme.md, information about usage of cookbook. Recipe, that where we write the code. Spec, that's for unit test, test for integration test. See here, this spec is for unit test is for integration test. Okay, these are the components of cookbook. Whenever you create any cookbook, you will get all those things. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do? See here. So first of all, you don't know how to write Ruby code, right? Ruby code. So you should know how to write Ruby code first of all. So that's why what I'm going to do now. Let's forget about this complex setup. See here, wait, I'll explain you, then you will understand. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create cookbook and I'm going to create recipe. Recipe here, this is recipe. If you observe carefully, when you install Chef Workstation package, so here also you will get chef-client, and here also you will get, oh hi guys. Because see, even though it is a workstation, sometimes class senior also, suppose class senior is distributing sweets to students. Class leader is distributing sweets to students. So he also needs one sweet for him, right? He is also a student, right? Understood? So you want to push confidence, you want to install some packages, you want to create some users. everything you want to do in these nodes. Sometimes you might want to do the same things to your workstation as well, because this also one machine only, right? So that's why when you install Chef workstation package, you'll get Chef client and OHI in workstation as well. Okay, in workstation as well. So what we are going to do now, we are going to create a recipe. In this, I'll put some code. For example, to create a user. Just I'm writing a code to create a user. What I'll do, instead of uploading to server and nodes, I'll apply locally this one, in the same machine. That means I'll run this Chef client. So Chef client will take this code, will apply locally. So actual user will be created in my base machine. Base machine means EC2. I'll create recipe, I'll write the code to create a user. I'll call Chef client. So Chef client will apply this recipe locally. So actual user will be created, and local machine OHI store will be updated with that user. When I write any extra code here, package, again I'll call Chef client. Before Chef client runs, it will run OHI store for current state. Since we do not have any package, that Chef client will execute locally that package. So local machine will have that package and OHI store will be updated. You understood, guys? This is what I'm going to do now. Till the time you get familiar with the code. Okay, that usage of Ruby code. Once you are perfect with this code, then I'll go with this complex setup, server and nodes. Because right away, if I explain this code as well as this complex setup, it creates a lot of confusion to you. Okay, you won't understand things clearly. Understanding, right? So that's why first what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a space. Okay, I'm going to create so many recipes, how to create user, how to install package, how to create file, folder, everything, how to install web package, everything. I'll create recipes, I'll put that code inside this recipe. Instead of uploading to server, I'll apply this one locally by running Chef client, because in workstation as well, you'll get Chef client, and OHI is a story. So locally, also in local workstation as well, you have OHI. So that is what I'm going to do now. Hope you understood this concept, guys, what actually I'm going to do. Okay, don't get confused. Sai, why you are applying locally? We should apply to nodes, right? Yes, we have to apply to nodes. But till the time you get familiar with this code, I'll apply locally. Because it's also on machine. Okay. So it won't create any confusion. Later on, once you are familiar with this code, then I'll go with this complex setup. This part. Understood, guys? What actually I'm going to do? Understood? Please respond, guys. Understood or not?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So let's forget about server and nodes for time being. Okay.
Sahi, I have one question here.
Yes.
In the real environment, is there going to use client in between nodes?
In between client.
This Chef client.
Yeah, obviously. Because see, Chef client is a tool that you'll get in each and every node. So as I told you, right, Chef client will keep on running. It will go to Chef server, it will pull the code, it will apply that code here.
Okay. So instead of Chef client, they can use the Chef workstation as a client, right?
No. Chef, it is Chef workstation. These are Chef nodes. We call these machines as a nodes. We call this machine as a workstation.
And the middle layer is the server.
Yeah, this is server. So when you install Chef workstation or Chef node or any Chef package, by default you will get Chef client tool and OHI tool in those machines.
Okay.
Okay. This is a tool. This is the name of that machine. Chef client is a tool. Chef workstation is the name of that machine. Understood?
Okay.
Okay. So let's forget about Chef server and nodes as of now. Anyways, that we are going to discuss later. So let's take only Chef workstation. Chef workstation. So you know that I have created a cookbook and I have one recipe. Okay, default.rb recipe is it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, see here. So you know that we have a recipe. Now I'm going to create one more recipe, guys. One more recipe. Default.rb, that is there. You'll get by default. Okay. So I'm going to create one more recipe. Okay. For that, command is you should know, guys, one thing very, very important. You should know from where you are running these commands. That is very, very important. So see here, we have cookbook, right? So if at all you want to create any recipe, you need to go inside cookbook. So cd test cookbook. So you are inside cookbook, right? Type tree. You are inside cookbook. And you should not go inside recipes folder. No, you should not do that. You have to be inside cookbook. Okay. So let's execute that command. Okay, let's create a recipe. So whenever I create any recipe, you'll get one recipe will be added inside recipes folder automatically. Okay. So command is chef generate recipe. For example, test different recipe. Neither test is mandatory nor that extension is mandatory, guys. You can give any name. Okay, any name. And make sure that you should not give .rb. Why? Because already you are generating a recipe. By default, you will take .rb extension. Okay. Chef generate recipe name. Enter. Okay. Now type tree. If you observe carefully, that recipe automatically got attached inside recipes folder. Understood? With the .rb extension. Okay, so that is how we create recipes. Okay, that is how we create recipes. Now, what I'm going to do now? Let's open this recipe. Okay, so what do you do? Let's come out. Now you are inside cookbooks folder. Now, whatever the command you run, you have to run from this level now onwards. I'll tell you. So what we'll do? First, we'll open that recipe and we'll put some code. Okay, we'll open that recipe and we'll put some code. So how to open that recipe? So you need to give the path, right? So the recipe name is test-recipe. See here, recipe name is test-recipe.rb. Now we need to open this file. So vi. But test-recipe is in which location? Is it in my current directory? No, it is inside recipes folder. So recipes folder. Okay. So where is recipes folder? That is inside my test cookbook. So test cookbook. Understood, right? So that's why you need to give the path if you want to open that recipe. Understood, right? Okay. So simply we can make use of tab. Here, test cookbook. Now inside we have a folder called recipes folder, and inside that we have a recipe called test recipe. Like that, we need to give the path so that every day you need not go inside the recipe to open that one. Enter. See here, this is that recipe. Okay, it's a blank, empty recipe. Nothing is here. So if you observe carefully, they're commenting something here. So this is just for your reference. The cookbook name is test cookbook, recipe name is test recipe, copyright and all those things they're giving. So they have commented this one. They have commented this one. It is for your reference. It is not for chef. So for example, if you want to write anything about recipe, what do? You can comment. You can put here. So this is my recipe, and this is for say having so and so information like that. This is for your information. Chef will ignore this one because you are commenting this one. Understood it? Now what we do? Let's put some code. Now I'll write a code. Guys, I'm getting some background noise. Can someone? Okay. Thank you. So here what I'll do? I'll write some code. I'll write a code to create a file. Okay, how to create a file? I'm going to write code in Ruby language. So that is very, very simple. Ruby language is dead easy. Okay. So here I'll explain, guys. First let me write this one, then I'll explain. See here, this is how we write code to create a file. See here, I'll show one by one. The first one, whatever you see right here, file I have mentioned. This is what we call resource. So we have so many resources that we'll get. We will get so many resources. Chef is providing so many resources. If at all you want to create a file, you need to put here file. If at all you want to create a directory, you need to put directory. User, you need to give user. That I'll give anyway. That list is it. Anyways, don't worry about that as of now. So right now we are creating a file, right? Okay, so we need to mention file here. Now, what is that file? In single quotes, you mention the file. So my file. The name must be my file. And where you want to create that file? I'm giving that main root, tabular root directory. Yes, okay. So I have given a name and I have given the location where file needs to be created. And what content you want to keep in that file. So here, between do and end block, this is do and end, right? So between these two, you are going to mention all attributes. We call these are attributes. So see here, make sure indentation is there. Give 2 spaces. You can give any space, but give just 2 spaces. Okay, that's good. So content, space, in quotes, you put any content. Action, what action needs to be done? Action space, colon, create. That's how we write. Don't worry, we are going to create so many files and folders and all those things. Slowly you'll be familiar with this code. You'll understand this. Okay. Where to use space, where to use colon, that is very important. That, you know, it's a standard format, right? So slowly you'll get familiar with all these things. Okay, later on I will add few more things. Then I will explain clearly. Okay, where to use space and colon and all. So as of now you understood. See here. For each and everything you are going to give space and colon. Only for the action create, you need to give colon. Remaining all these things, you need to give quotes. Okay. So let's go. I have written a code to create a file. Let's come out of this. Make sure spaces, colons, you know, and case sensitive. It is case sensitive. So you should not make any mistake here. So escape colon W. Come out of this file. That's it. I kept some code in this recipe. If I execute this recipe, you should be able to see one file under here, ls/ list of files and folders under main root. So in this level, you can see my file will be created with the content. If I execute that one, that is what, see here. That's what actually we are doing. I have created this is my machine. I have created a recipe. Recipe name is test-recipe. In this, I have created I kept some code to create a file. My file under root. So if I execute this one locally, then under root, the file will be created actually. So this under here, you should be able to see that file. My file with the content. If I execute this one. Okay. So to execute this one, we need to run chef client, right? Chef client. So chef client will not run automatically, guys. We need to run manually. Later on, I'll tell you how to automate that chef client. I told you that frequently chef client runs automatically. We need to automate that one that I'm going to explain later on. So as of now, we need to run manually. So if you run manually this chef client, it will come, it will take that recipe, it will apply locally. The file will be created actually and voice store will be updated. Like that. Okay. So let's run this one. Before that, if you want to verify that errors, that code, whether the code which you have written that is correct or not. Okay. The Ruby code, any syntax errors are there or not. That means spaces. Syntax error means spaces, colon, slashes, everything you are giving perfectly or not. For that, command is chef exec Ruby -c and give that recipe name. So how can you give that recipe name? You need to give the path. Path is very important, guys. So that recipe is in test-driven cookbook. Inside recipes, test-driven recipe. Chef exec Ruby -c recipe name. And if at all path is in, you need to give the path location. Enter. It is showing syntax okay. That means no errors in that code as of now. Now let's run this chef client, guys. Let's call this chef client. The command is, see, from where you are running the command, that is very, very important. Okay, you need to run out of that cookbook. That means you are inside. See, you are out of this cookbook. You are inside cookbooks folder. At this level, you need to run this command. Chef-client. Command is slowly you'll get familiarity with all these things. Okay, chef-client. Okay, -z or -z, right? Z we call, or some people call Z. Okay, so -z means local mode. We are applying locally, right? So that's why -z we are mentioning. Z means local mode, and R means run list. Run list. Don't worry about that run list as well. Again, we have detailed topic on run list. Okay, so -z means local mode. Just remember that one. Later on, once we deal with the chef server and nodes, we need to remove -z because there we are not going to apply locally anymore. Okay, so as of now we are applying locally. That's why we need to give -z. And which cookbook you want to apply? See, because inside you can have any number of cookbooks, right? And any number of recipes. Now it is asking, so which cookbook you want to apply and which recipe inside that cookbook you want to apply. So for that, you need to give recipe in square brackets. Give the cookbook name. What is my cookbook name? Test-cookbook. And double this one, quotes like this. You need to give colons like this. And what is my recipe name? Test-recipe. And you should not give .rb here, because already we have mentioned here. I'm calling one recipe. Okay, I'm calling one recipe. Chef client will call a recipe. That recipe will be present inside test-cookbook, and that recipe name is test-recipe. You should not mention .rb again here. Okay, see here. If I execute this one, you can find some changes here. Enter. Now, what it has done? It has created a file. It has created a file. The file name is my file. It has created /, and it kept that content. See here. Hello, dear students. I told you, right? File is one resource. That's why here 1 by 1 resource. We have mentioned one resource, and out of 1 by 1 resource updated, we mentioned one resource, or that one resource got executed. Chef client finish. Chef client ran already. Chef client finish. Now we have created file. That means we have converted. Chef client executed that recipe. That means we have converted the code into infrastructure. Now if you want to verify that one, ls flash. You can say my file is here. If you want to verify the content as well, cat. Directly you cannot give the file name, right? That is because that is not in my current act. You need to give the path. Flash my file. You can see that content. That is how we write some code and we convert that code into infrastructure. Understood? Right? So what we have done here, I have created a recipe. Inside I have written some code to create a file, and if I executed that one by running chef client. So chef client executed that recipe and it created a file. It converted infrastructure into code into infrastructure, and immediately it updated OHI. Okay, it updated OHI. Now if I rerun this one, if I call this chef client again, what actually happens? It will verify an OHI store for the current state. If in OHI store, if the file is already there, it won't take any action. If file is not there, then it will take action. It will create that file again. So that means in OHI store already, it got executed, updated with my file. So now chef client should not take any action. That's what idempotency, right? Okay, should not apply the things repeatedly. So let's run this one. Even if you run 100 times, it won't take any action because the file is already there. See what is saying? Up to date, 0 by 1 resource is updated. Even if you run 100 times, see here, it won't take any action. See what is showing? Up to date. When it will take action, if the file is not there in your machine. For example, the file is there. Let me remove that file. rm says -rf / my file. I have removed that file. Now do ls / we don't have that file. Now if I run this command, what actually happens, guys? Tell me. Anyone? If I run this one, what actually happens?
It will create file again.
Yes. Why? Because we have deleted this file. So that means why stores the current state of that node information, current state of this machine. So what is my current state? There is no such kind of file. Now chef client will create that file. Enter. That's it. That's all. Even if you run now, if you run again, now it won't take any action because the file is already there. Understood? So that is how it works. Okay. So what
Sai, I have two questions here.
Yes, please.
Whenever you create a recipe, so no need to mention the file name with RB, right? So when you adding
No need. Because in that command, if you observe the command which we are giving to create a recipe, chef generate recipe name. So already we are mentioning this. I'm creating a recipe. By default, that RB will be added automatically.
So whenever we want to add the content, we need to specify with RB.
Yeah, content means we are opening that recipe, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, we are opening that one. So see here. Now you want to put some content. Recipe is a kind of file right here. So you need to open means you need to give that RB. Okay.
And whenever you execute a chef client, it's creating one file in the root path. It is the original path, or it will create some other path. We can change the path as well.
We can change the path as well.
Okay.
In recipe, whatever you mention here. Suppose instead of slash, you mention here. You know that already your temp folder is there. Okay. So you type temp.
Okay.
And give the slash. Then this file will be created inside temp folder. Understood? Understood?
Yeah.
Like that, we can give path.
So what is the uses of this file? Why when it's why it's creating there, and what is the use of that?
So no, just I'm creating one sample file. You should know how to create a file. That's it. Suppose you want to create a file, you want to create one file in all 1,000 machines. So I told you, right, why we write some code, we convert the code into infrastructure. So that is how these are code. When we applied this one, that infrastructure got created. What is that infrastructure? The actual physical file got created in my machine, right? Understood? I mean, why you are creating that file, that is what you are asking, right? So you should know how to create file, folder, everything you should know. We don't know, right? When the requirement may comes to create a file.
Okay.
Understood? Right. Any more doubts from anyone? Any more doubts? No doubts? Okay. So what we'll do?
Sorry. Can you please go to re-execute it? How it is executed?
Achha, you want me to re-execute this one? Okay. It won't take any action because the file is already there, right?
Yes.
Up to date. It's already there. That's why it won't take any action. Because before chef client runs, it will verify in Wohai store. In Wohai store. So in Wohai already the file is there, physical file is there. So that's why it won't take any action. That is what idempotency concept we discussed, right? Yeah. Any more doubts?
My intention is.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sorry. Let me finish it up. Under the recipe, there is a test book. It is a cookbook name.
It's a cookbook.
The test recipe is the recipe name, right?
Yes.
It's a.
Yes. It's a cookbook name. It's a recipe name. We are calling this recipe for inside this cookbook. Any more doubts?
Sai, one question. You are creating everything in the workstation, right now?
Right.
But as you mentioned, in all the three, workbook and node and server, chef client will be installed when we first install the packages.
Yes.
Then the chef client from the node will constantly check in the server where it will check exactly the same client, how that works. This is within the workstation. Everything is inside the workstation, right?
Yeah, that I already explained you, right? You understood that one, whatever I have explained in the beginning of this class.
Yes.
So I have created workstation. So in this workstation as well, when you install Chef, you'll get these two tools,
Yes.
Client
Yeah.
and UI. So what for just for testing purpose? I mean, since you
Just for testing purpose only. Yeah.
since you don't know about that code, how to write the code. So that's why everything now. I mean, each and every recipe I'm going to create here, and I'm going to apply locally. Till the time you get familiar with this code.
Okay.
Usage of-
Understanding the code first, and
Yes.
then we'll implement for
Yes, yes.
node and server. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Once you are good with this code, okay. Once you know each and everything, that coding part, how to write, how to create so many. I mean, we are going to create so many recipes. Once you are good with this code, then I'll go with this complex setup, server and nodes. Then I'll apply to server, then nodes. Since you are not familiar with this code, that's why I'm applying locally to avoid confusion.
Okay, sure. Got it.
Yeah.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
When you're working in workstation, there is no need of knife tool. You said there is a nice communication
no
between
need.
server and workstation.
There is no
Okay.
need as of now. Why? Because we are not uploading to server, right? So there is no need.
Okay. Okay.
Sai, this test recipe command, can we use this if accidentally we delete something to retrieve that? Is this, can be used like that?
Which command? Which one?
The test recipe command which you just executed.
This one.
Yes.
This is to run this chef client. Yeah, because the code is already there, right? Suppose if you delete any file accidentally, that file. So you can run this one because the code is already there. You are running that code. You are executing that code. You know, infrastructure will be created automatically, right?
Okay.
For example, see here. ls slash. We have that file, my file. Suppose I am deleting that file. rm space -rf slash my file. I have deleted that file. Now you can again convert that code into infrastructure because we have code. Code is ready, right? Okay. So just execute that one. Automatically that file will be created again. See, a file got created. Do ls and slash. You can see my file. Like this. Whoever executes this code, so that file they can create this file with that content. Understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Since it is idempotent means because it's not there, it will create. If it is there, it will not do anything.
Yes. That is what idempotency.
Yes. Got it.
Okay. Now, what we'll do, we'll create one more recipe. So inside this test cookbook, type tree, we have created one recipe. Now let's create one more recipe. Okay. So how to create the recipe? You need to run that command inside cookbook. To create recipe, you need to be inside cookbook. So go inside the test cookbook, and you know that command. See that where you are running which command, that is very important. So just to create recipe, we need to go inside cookbook. Remaining each and every operation, each and every command we need to run outside of this cookbook. Only one exception. If at all you want to create a recipe, you need to go inside cookbook. That's it. Understood? So let's create a recipe. So chef generate recipe, and what is my recipe name? Let's give demo-recipe. See, that extension is not mandatory, guys. Don't think that for every recipe you are giving extension. No, that's not mandatory. Okay, you can use only demo. Okay, chef generate recipe name, demo recipe. Enter. Yes, we have created recipe. Now type tree. The command is very helpful right here. See here, that recipe got added with a default .rb extension. You understood, right? Automatically. Now let's open that recipe and let's put some more content. Okay, so we need to give the path, right? So first come out. Only while creating recipe, only you need to be inside this cookbook. Each and every command you need to run inside cookbooks folder. That means outside of that cookbook. Okay. So let's open that recipe. You know, right? VA, and we need to give the path. Test cookbook, inside recipes folder. we have created a recipe called demo. Demo-recipe. You can make use of tab command. Okay. Tab key. Okay. Enter. Now it's a blank recipe. Now I'm going to put some more code here. Now what I do, I'm writing code to install a package. For example, I'll explain this one. First, let me write this code. Now guys, observe carefully. You just need to tell me what is happening here. Just tell me what actually we are doing.
It is installing the tree package, and it will also create a SCI file. The content, hello everyone, and create root.
Yes. Yes, correct. So this is one resource. This is one resource. So total we are using 2 resources here. So in the first resource here we are going to install package. So that's why we have mentioned this one package, and the package name is tree. Okay. Do and inside between these two we are just mentioning this action install. So wherever action word is coming, space and colon only for action. Remaining all things, if you observe carefully, here I'm going to create one more file. One file under slash SCI file I'm going to create. Content in quotes, single quotes, hello everyone. Owner, I want to make root as the owner of that file. You want to make some other user of the owner of this file. First you need to create that user first. And you know, right, already root user is there. That's why I'm mentioning here. Owner root. If at all root user is not there, then it will throw error. That must be present, right? Then only it will make that root user as a owner of this file. Now group, I want to make root group as a assigned to this file. Okay. So we call these attributes between do and end. We call these 6 are attributes. These 4. These 4. Okay. So let's execute this one. Okay. So if you run this one, package should be installed and file would be created, and inside file the file should be created with these parameters. Okay. Now every time you need not to test whether code is correct or not. If you want to test, you can test chef exec ruby-c that you know. Okay, that you can test, but I'm sure that yes, code is correct. Okay, so I'm going to execute this one. See here, I'll tell you what is happening. So this is my workstation. I have created a recipe called demo-recipe. In this, I have kept some code. Code for one is to install package, one is to create a file. Okay, if I run chef client in Ohio store, you know that these 2 are not there. So if you run chef client first verify in Ohio. So it won't find these things, right? So it will take this code, it will apply locally. So one file will be, package will be installed, file will be created. That will be updated here. If you rerun that one again, it won't do any action. Like that. Okay. See, don't think that, see, Sai, why you are applying locally? We need to apply to server and nodes, right? Yes, we need to do that one. But just for testing purpose, till the time you get familiar with this code, I'm applying locally to avoid confusion. Because straight away, if I show the server and nodes, it creates unnecessary confusion. Anyways, you don't know how to write the code as well as this complex setup. It creates a lot of confusion. Okay, understood? First, you're familiar with this code till the time that I apply locally. Once you're good with this code, then I'll take this complex setup, server and node. Then I'll create so many recipes and I'll apply 2 nodes. Understood?
Sai, I have one question.
Yes.
Can you edit this recipe file inside cookbook?
Yeah. Yeah. See here. Open
when
this one again. Edit that one. Whatever you want. If you want to edit, for example.
You are in outside the cookbook directory.
Okay.
Inside you created one main cookbook directory, right? Test.
This is cookbook. You can edit. Yeah, you can go here inside cookbook as well.
Yeah, that's what.
Path. That's it.
Okay.
You need to give the path. Because see here, that chef client command is there, right? See here, this command you have to run from this level only.
Okay.
That's why, yeah, every time going inside and coming outside, it's a headache, right? That's why here also we are giving path.
Okay.
While creating recipe only, we are going inside that particular cookbook. That's it.
Okay.
So let's run this one. Chef client -z. Now what is my recipe name? Cookbook is same, but recipe name is demo, right? So let's change the recipe name, demo. Right? Demo recipe. Make sure you should not give .rb here. Why? Because already we are mentioning here recipe. Now enter. See here, what it has done? Yum package tree action install up to date. Why it is showing up to date, guys? Tell me.
Already installed.
Yeah, we earlier already we installed the tree package, right? Okay, that's why it is showing up to date. But we don't have such kind of file as high file. That's why it has created file. It kept that content here. Hello everyone. It has changed normal, that permission to owner and group. So only 1 by 2 sources updated. Why? Because that M package, tree package is already there. That's why it didn't take any action. Understood? So if you want to verify that for the file, ls/ you can find sci file. If you want to see the content, cat/sci file. You can see it. Hello. For example, what I'll do, see here, what I'll do, I'll first let me remove the package manually. Okay. So how to remove this one? Yum remove tree -5. I'm removing this package. There is no package. Okay, let's run this command again. Let's call this chef client again. Now tell me what actually happens here. Anyone?
Tree package will get installed and demo file will not be created.
Yes, correct. Correct. See here, tree package, it installed tree package, but it is showing file. With respect to file, it is showing up to date because the file is already there. Again, here it's a 1 by 2 resources. That means in this case, it has executed that tree, this package resource. Okay, and file already there, right? That's why it didn't take any action. Like that. Like that, we can call these things. Okay, it installed the tree package, right? Now we have tree. Tree command is there. You can verify which tree package is already installed here. It is showing tree. Yes, we have installed. That is so. That is how we are converting the code into infrastructure. Suppose inside that recipe, if I mention it, if I keep lot of code, okay, to install 1000 packages. So only thing is you need to run chef client, right? That's it. All packages will be installed. You can give this code to some other friend, your friend, and he will run chef client once. All 1000 packages will be installed. Otherwise, if you want to do it manually, you need to run 1000 commands, right? Yum install so and so, yum install so and so, like that. Understood? That's what. That's the advantage of converting code into infrastructure. Hope you understood this one. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts here, guys? Any doubts? No doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So what we'll do, tomorrow we are going to install one server, web server itself, complete web server we are going to install. By writing the code, we are going to install complete web server. Okay. So that I cannot explain now because, I cannot finish in 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. So that's why I cannot break that topic. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see remaining things. So slowly I will explain that code, how to write the code for each and everything. Okay, right now you understood how to install a package, how to create a file. So like that slowly we'll proceed. Once you are good with this code, then I'll take that big that complex setup, server and nodes. Got it? So that's it. So today I'll be sharing these slides, guys. Today, okay. But anyways, what is the need? I mean, only for the theory part only. Anyways, you are getting recorded video, right? I don't think so. These slides will help you a lot because anyways you are getting recorded video, and I hope you.
I have one question.
Yeah, I have one second. I hope you are
today,
maintaining. Just one second. One second.
Yes, sir.
You are maintaining that book as well. So please maintain one book, and please, please practice a lot. So yeah, anyways, I'll be sharing the slides, but please practice a lot these things. Yeah. What was your doubt?
By creating like this type of kind of files, so what kind of files you can create like this, like test document or any kind of? So what kind of files like this you can create like this?
We can create any kind of files, configuration files, and all those things. Right? We need to create so many configuration files. So don't worry. Just wait for 2 to 3 days. You'll understand automatically. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll be sharing the history, guys. So I'll share the history. That's it, guys. That's it for today. Okay, let's meet tomorrow. I'll share this history. Okay. Okay, guys. Bye bye. Good day.
Bye, Sai.
Say.